Today we are going to talk about Baki Hanma childhood. Since his birth, Baki has been training so that he may one day surpass his father Yujiro and earn his love. Baki's mother, Emi Akazawa, made sure that he had the most advanced training equipment around. She has provided him throughout his life with the best martial arts teachers, personal gym trainers, and sports equipment that money can buy. Also, his mother's employee, Hitoshi Kuriyagawa, is responsible for organizing the new duels for him. Baki eventually became famous in his hometown as the most feared punk around as he beat up all the thugs he could find. This caused all the other thugs to graffiti all over his house, because they could not hurt him physically. After a fight with Kitazawa and roughly 100 other gang members, Baki is upset that he only managed to take down 37 of them. The whole situation is watched by some friendly detective named Kido, who has been observing Baki for a long time and follows his actions. He then decides that his current training program isn't cutting it and that he will try to increase his strength through his own means. His new target is the boxing welterweight champion Yuri Tchaikovsky. In the anime, he meets him for the first time while resting on a park bench and he sees a man jogging who he recognizes to be Yuri. In the manga, he found out about him from Fumihiko Hiro. Baki then goes into a gym where he sees Yuri fighting Dinoe Sensarak. The fight is one-sided and Yuri takes Dinoe out with ease. Baki then challenges Yuri to a match. Since it is the Jijil code to never back down from a fight, he agrees to fight Baki besides the age difference. Baki puts up a fight but is easily defeated by Yuri. The next day Baki leaves town heading for a remote location to train so that he may become stronger. After losing his fight with Yuri Tchaikovsky, Baki wanted to get stronger. So he decided to go to the mountain where he used to train with his father. So the night before he leaves he returns home to find the police chief there waiting. Then his mother arrives soon after to tell him she is proud of him and will help him any way she can. That night he packs his supplies he overpacked, but he knew that was a good thing because it will help him get stronger. He then travels to the mountains where he meets an old friend of his and his father's, named Raiki Ando. When first meeting up, Ando lifts Baki with one hand and centers him in the palm of said hand. He looks at Baki and says, "I haven't seen a human in a year, maybe I should eat you," all while licking his lips. It is not yet certain if he was joking or not. Baki with a big smile tells Ando that it is him. Ando realizes it and gives Baki a giant hug. Then he places Baki back on his feet with a big smile because he's so glad to see his old friend. But then Baki collapses from fatigue. Ando brings him inside. Then the scene cuts to Baki in the water of a river refreshing himself. Baki looks up and sees an old tree and rushes through the forest to see it. When he gets there he meets with Ando again and Ando explains the history behind the tree. Later that night Ando and Baki sit down to eat dinner. After dinner Baki asks Ando for a favor, to let him camp on Yasha Creek where the Yasha ape has been seen to roam around. Ando is shocked. He tells Baki that he shouldn't go there, it's suicide. Ando continues to explain that the Yasha ape is no mere monkey, it's a monster that destroys all who oppose it, except for one man, Baki's father. He is the only man to have ever fought the beast and live, and even then he still took major damage. All others who tried have never been heard from again. Baki tells he didn't care, he knew what he was in for and he is trembling with fear, but decides to go to fight the beast. Baki is there camping and while he's warming up, the Yasha ape appears and destroys his bench press bar. Baki then attacked, but his blow had no effect, and with one blow the Yasha ape sent Baki flying through the air. Ando arrives with his axe and tosses it at the ape, it does no effect. Ando then charges with it and the ape catches the axe with his teeth and eats the blade. Then Ando throws a punch at the ape, although it catches it in his mouth and bites down. Baki jumps in and kicks the ape. The ape sends him flying once more, and while Baki tries to get up, the Yasha ape grabs a hold of Anda's stomach and tears into it. Baki then lights the ape on fire and it runs for its cave. Baki gets Anda back to his house and tries to help him disinfect it before calling the emergency help, who takes Andu to the hospital. Before they pick him up, Andu pleads with Baki to do nothing stupid while he's away. Baki then prepares his training regime for a rematch. He eats as much as he can, like Andu says, so he can burn it into muscle. He then trains day and night for the near-death focus, which is increased when he jumps off a cliff and dodges all the obstacles. He also discovers how useful endorphins can be in his body. After that, he goes back to the cave and creates a ring of fire to fight the Yasha ape in and trap both of them. He then begins to fight it out with the ape. When Anda returns, he runs to Baki's side only to see Baki, a 13-year-old boy, fight it out with and hold his own against the mighty monster, the Yasha ape. After Baki wins the fight, he goes to the home of the Yasha ape and returns the ape's wife's head that Baki's father killed. As thanks for the fight and the return of his wife's head, the Yasha ape gives Baki one of its fangs. Later, he returns home and learns that his rival, Yuri Tchaikovsky, was attacked and beaten by a yakuza named Kaoru Hanayama. Baki also learns that the gangster is a strong street fighter who wants to fight against him. He decides to take the matters into his own hands and comes to Hanayama's office to attack him. However, during the fight, the yakuza's desk flies out of the window and the duel is interrupted by police intervention. Anyway, the gangster receives a strong kick that knocks him to the ground and brings him into a great rage. Since then, Baki's life is on the target of Hanayama. Soon afterward, Baki meets him in the mall and they start fighting again. From the very beginning of the battle, the gangster throws Baki out of the window and almost kills him. Fortunately, he catches some cable and returns to the top. He manages to survive all the best techniques of Hanayama, and in the end, Baki is declared the winner, but then suddenly his father, Yujiro, appears in the place of their fight. Yujiro provokes and brutally attacks Hanayama, knockouts his son, and then leaves. Shortly after these events, Baki visits Hanayama in the hospital and begins to establish a kind of fraternal relationship with him. Yujiro decides to visit Baki during one of his training sessions. After a while, it turns out that the purpose of this meeting is only to provoke and anger his own son. He brings him, as a gift, the head of dead Yasha ape, and then announces that he wants to fight Baki in a month. Baki flies into a rage and starts to despair because of what his father brought for him. Later on, Baki meets a soldier, Jerry Stridham, who is his father's companion. Stridham tells him how to gain strength and experience. He comes up with the idea of sending him to Hokkaido, where some powerful 5 soldiers are located, telling him that he should experience the battlefield just like Yujiro. Baki agrees to his proposal and decides to face those soldiers. Together with Stridham, he flies to Hokkaido, and then with the help of a parachute he lands in the place where those strong soldiers are located. A moment after landing, he is attacked by them and tied to a tree. The 5 soldiers tell him that since he has already seen their faces, he should be killed. Eventually, however, they decide to use his body as food. The soldiers want to leave him tied for a few days, because this would get rid of all the feces and make his body taste better. However, in the night he manages to free himself from those ties and starts to fight with each of them. At first, he fights with Sanada, a soldier whose specialty is wielding a knife and aiming for the opponent's vital points. However, Baki overcomes him after a short fight. As soon as Baki deals the last blow to Sanada, he is attacked from behind by the next enemy, which is the Kuraishi, a specialist in combat with unusual resilience and great strength. During the fight, Kuraishi decides to drown him in a nearby river. Baki pretends to be really drowned, but after a while he attacks him from behind and uses the rear naked choke. Thanks to this fight, Baki learns that there's no fair play on the battlefield. After this battle, Kureishi tells Baki that among them is a really dangerous soldier named Gaia. He advises him to run away, but Baki is even more excited and ignores his words. A next opponent, Nomura, is found by Baki on his own. He is an average soldier with surprisingly miserable fighting skills. Baki defeats him in a blink of an eye. Later, Baki is attacked by the other two soldiers. These are Chiba twins, who are perfect in team fighting. Baki at first has small problems with them, but after a while, he starts to deal with them well. He's wondering if the two of them are Gaia. However, when Chiba twins are defeated, the real Gaia is revealed. That's when Nomura gets a strange panic attack and starts to behave strangely. After a while, his true personality is revealed. It turns out that Nomura has a split personality and Gaia is his alter ego. Baki starts a fight with him. From the very beginning, he can't hit Gaia, who considers himself to be the god of the battlefield and shows him his ability to control the level of adrenaline. After a while, Baki starts to using his own endorphins, but it's still not enough against Gaia, who begins to speak out his theories. He says that Baki's body is his own enemy because he tortured it with training for years and did not show him the shred of love. Baki eventually shows him that it's not true, and he finally starts hitting him with his attacks. However, eventually, Baki almost dies when Gaia uses his special techniques based on the use of the environment. He performs his vine art technique and tries to suffocate the young fighter who hangs from a tree, but Baki escapes. Gaia is angry because he's doing her best, and Baki is still alive. Eventually, the young martial artist knocks out his opponent with an unusual movement that stops the flow of blood to the brain, giving Gaia an attack filled with love and not hurting his body. When Gaia wakes up, the 5 soldiers invite Baki to join them for a meal. Once again, Baki establishes a friendly bond with his opponents, who have made him stronger and taught him a lot. Baki goes home and meets some master of the swordsmanship named Kurikawa. The young fighter is a guest in Kurikawa's dojo and watches his incredible sword movements. Baki is delighted with his technique and speed, so he wants to challenge him. At first, Kurikawa refuses because he's afraid that Baki will die. But eventually, the young martial artist doesn't give up and forces Kurikawa to fight. Baki turns out to be faster and wins the fight by the roll kick to the face. After the battle, Kurikawa is invited to Baki's upcoming battle with Yujiro. A moment later, the young fighter meets Chinin, a master of the Kobayashi Ryo Kenpo. Chinin claims that his martial arts is the best. Once again, Baki wins the duel in the same way. Later, it is shown that Baki is preparing for the battle and fights a few more nameless masters of martial arts. Shortly before the great battle with Yujiro, Baki meets his mother. Emi is in despair after a failed meeting with Yujiro and starts acting aggressively against Baki. She is devastated that Yujiro is unable to love her and begins to blame Baki for everything, stating that her son is just a mere weakling. At one point, even Emi's subordinate, Hitoshi Kuriyagawa, starts accusing her of behaving very badly towards her son. Baki tries to calm her down and hugs her. He asks her if she'll love him if he wins his fight against father. Then Emi bites his hand and runs away. After all this, Baki is devastated and meets Hanayama, who improves his mood. They spend time together in Baki's house and establish an even stronger relationship with each other. They both talk about their mothers, and at the very end Hanayama wishes him good luck in his upcoming fight. The next day, Baki starts an intense warm-up before his battle with Yujiro. Baki starts to warm up at midday and the fight is to take place at midnight. Kitazawa shows up and brings him the best thugs to train. Later, Yuri Tchaikovsky and Kaoru Hanayama also come. They're both helping Baki with warming up. Shortly before the start of the fight, all of Baki's friends are arriving at the scene. Eventually, Yujiro himself also arrives by helicopter. Gaia also arrives with him, who is beaten and kneels in front of the ogre in act of respect to him. It turns out that shortly before Yujiro arrived, Gaia decided to attack the ogre and fight him. Baki and Yujiro's battle starts with a sudden earthquake. Baki's father stops it by hitting the ground, and then everyone is extremely astonished. Baki does his best in the battle, but it turns out that he has no chance at all. His attacks do not make any effect against Yujiro, even when he uses his roll kick trick. Nevertheless, the ogre is very satisfied with his son's combat level. At some point, Baki's body is crushed into the ground and Yujiro begins to bombard him with a series of blows to his face when the young fighter is lying unconscious. When he's almost killed by his own father, Emi enters the duel. For the first time, she defends her son and attacks Yujiro with her fist, stopping him from further attacks towards their son. Her act of courage saves Baki's life, but unfortunately, Emi is murdered by her beloved, who embraces her and breaks her spine. After the whole situation, dying Emi keeps her unconscious son on her knees and sings him the last lullaby. Later, a scene is shown in which Baki keeps his mother on her back and walks with her through the city. They talk to each other and joke like a loving family. However, after a while, it turns out that it all happens only in the imagination of a boy who, in fact, carries his dead mother on his back, and all the people around him are in shock. He's being held up by cops who want him to leave the dead woman. Baki doesn't agree, knocks out the cops, and runs off with his mother on his back. Later it turns out that he leaves her dead body on some meadow. In the anime, the whole scene is presented in a quite different way. Baki also imagines that he keeps his living mother on his back, but after a while, it turns out that he goes through the city alone. A police officer also stops him there, but then Detective Kido comes in and tells him to leave Baki alone. Later, Baki decides to go on a long journey to meet powerful opponents to fight. That's when he swears to himself seriously that someday he will defeat his father. Baki travels the world for 2 years and defeats various martial artists. Now he is 15 years old. Baki finally comes to Brazil and meets Dixon. The young fighter visits him with the intention of fighting, but it turns out that the Brazilian martial artist is heavily injured and is currently in a wheelchair. Dixon tells him about the underground arena in the Tokyo Dome and that this is where he was defeated, losing everything he had in life. Nevertheless, Baki does not seem to be discouraged and decides to find the arena. That's it for the video. Hope you liked the video. If you did, then you can like the video and subscribe the channel.